Good morning, dear students. I am here before you with part 2 of chapter 13. That is, why do we fall ill? So, now let me tell you what we are going to discuss in this part. In this part, we will discuss disease and its causes. And there are subtopics. What does disease look like? Acute and chronic diseases and poor health, causes of diseases, and the last subtopic is infectious and non-infectious causes. So let me start. I'll explain all the topics one by one. At first, the first thing is, how do we know that there is a disease? Very good question. What are the signs or symptoms so that you can come to know that you are not well or you are suffering from a disease or there is something wrong with your body? Okay, you know that your body is made up of tissues and these tissues make up physiological system, or you can say organ system, that carry out your body functions. Each of the organ system has specific organs, specific parts, and they perform particular functions. For example, we can take the example of digestive system that has stomach and intestine, and it helps to digest the food that is taken inside the body from outside the body. Okay, and the another system also we can take, for example, that is musculoskeletal system, and that is made up of bones and muscles that holds the body parts together and helps the body to move. So these are our body system. If they do not work properly, then we can say that we are not well. If inside the stomach the food is not digested properly, we will say that our body is not performing well. Body organs are not performing well. So something is wrong with our body and we are suffering from any disease. Okay. When there is a disease, what will happen? As I told you, either the functioning of one or more than one system of the body will change, it will not work properly, and this change give rise to symptoms and signs of disease. And symptoms of disease, these are the things we feel that something is wrong. As I told you, if inside the stomach food is not digested well, what will we feel? We'll feel something wrong in our stomach. Stomach will start paining, okay, or we may vomit also. So these are the symptoms of disease. So we say something is wrong with our body. Our body functions are not performing well. So these are the signs of disease, or these are the symptoms of the disease. Okay. Sometimes we have headache, cough, loose motions, or wound with pus. These all are the symptoms of disease. Or when our body is not performing well, something is wrong with our body, we see these symptoms in our body. And these symptoms indicate that there may be something wrong with our body, there may be a disease in our body. Okay. For example, we can say a headache may mean just examination stress, or very rarely it may mean meningitis or any one of dozen different diseases. Means if we are having headache, that does not mean we have a serious disease, okay, or we have a chronic disease. It may just mean that we may have stress also, or we could not take sleep properly. That is why we are having a headache. But before examining properly, we cannot reach any conclusion that we have this disease. That is just a symptom. Okay. Sign of disease are what physician will look for an basis of symptoms. And science will give just an indication of the presence of particular disease. See, just sign or just symptom cannot tell what is the particular disease in our body. Even a doctor also get to take some laboratory test, then only he can pinpoint some particular disease further. So these are the symptoms in our body that just tell us that there is something wrong with our body. To find a particular disease, we need to take some test. Then only doctor or as any physician or any expert can tell that what disease we are suffering from. Okay. There are two types of disease, acute and chronic. What are these diseases? Let me tell you. The diseases that last only for a very short period of time are called acute diseases. Examples of acute diseases, common cold, cough. These diseases last only a few days. Okay. And the diseases that last for a long time and sometimes even for lifetime are called chronic diseases. Example, elephantiasis or asthma. These are the differences between acute disease and chronic disease. Acute disease are just short-term diseases and chronic disease long-term diseases. The diseases that comes fast and even recovers fast, they are acute diseases. And chronic diseases comes very slowly and recovers also very slowly. Sometimes they last for lifetime. And side effects of acute diseases are less. Side effects of chronic diseases are more. And acute diseases recover completely, and chronic diseases they do not recover completely. Okay, so this is the activity then in your given in your textbook, page number 178. Nice activity it is. You can do it in your neighborhood also. What is this activity? Let me tell you. It is saying the survey your neighborhood to find out how many people suffered from acute diseases during the last 3 months. Okay, and then how many people developed chronic diseases during this same period, and finally the total number of people suffering from chronic diseases in your neighborhood. Okay, this activity is just a survey of your neighborhood right now at this time during this pandemic of COVID-19. This activity, I don't suggest this activity do in your neighborhood, but in your family you can go through this survey. You can ask your parents or you can ask your relatives regarding all this. So you will come to know the number of the people who suffered from acute disease during last 3 months, and then out of them how many developed the chronic disease during the same period. And you can find the total number of the people suffering from chronic disease in your family. Okay, there is no need to go to ask in your neighborhood. And now, are the answers to the questions 1 and 2 different? Yes, I think answers will be different because the number of the people suffering from a chronic disease and suffered from an acute disease can never be same. Okay, so what do you think could be the reason for these differences? What do you think would be effect of these differences on general health of the population? Okay, acute disease does not affect that much. Acute disease can be cured by taking medicines, but chronic disease, as I told you in last slides, the chronic disease they cannot be recovered in a small time of period. They take time or sometimes they last lifelong. Okay. Chronic disease and poor health. Acute and chronic diseases have different effects on our health. Any disease that causes poor functioning of some part of the body will affect our health definitely. This is because all the functions of the body are necessary for being healthy. If any of our body part or sorry body organ is not working properly, it is going to affect our health. Okay. An acute disease will not have time to cause major effects on our general health, but a chronic disease will do so. If we have any chronic disease, our body is going to be affected from this chronic disease and our health will also affect by this. Here we take the example. Think, suppose somebody is having cough and cold. So they are going to get better within a small period of time. Okay, we all have cough and cold time to time, but we get better within a week. And if somebody is having a chronic disease, definitely we are going to take time. Chronic disease, they last for a long time, sometime for lifetime also. If someone is having TB, means tuberculosis. Okay, if someone is having tuberculosis of lungs, then being ill over the years does make one lose weight and feel tired all the time. Okay, if any person is suffering from any acute disease, the person, he may go to job for a few days. Sorry, if a person is suffering from an acute disease, he may not go to job for a few days, but after recovery he can start going to the job. But in the case of the chronic disease, it will make difference. Person will not be able to go to the job for a long time. Okay, even if they go to the job after uh, some time, after some days, at that time their working ability will be reduced and they will feel tired all the time and they will not be able to perform properly. So chronic disease affect our health in many ways. In other words, we can say that people may have a poor health for long time if they have a chronic disease. So chronic disease have very drastic long-term effect on people's health as compared to the acute disease. Causes of disease. There are many causes of disease. We will discuss all the causes one by one. For example, if there is a baby suffering from loose motions, we can say that the cause of the loose motion is probably an infection. If got an child got infected from anywhere, so he may have loose motions. Fine. But the next question is, where did the infection come from? Suppose we find that the infection came through the unclean drinking water. Many babies must have had this unclean drinking water. Then why is that baby only developed loose motions when the other babies did not? So the another reason may be that the baby is not healthy. That is why he was affected by unclean water. Okay. So as a result, it might be more likely to have disease when exposed to risk, whereas healthier babies would not. Why? Because their immunity power is more in the comparison of the babies who are having poor health. Okay, so infection is the one cause of the disease. Unclean drinking water is another cause of the disease. Poor health is another cause of the disease. Now the question is, why is the baby not healthy? It may not be well, it may not be well nourished and does not get enough food. That is why the child is not healthy. So lack of good nourishment becomes the second cause of the disease. Further, why is the baby not well nourished? Maybe the background of the child is poor. They are not able to buy good food for the child, and that is why the child is not nourished. Okay. Another reason is that the child may have some genetic difference also. That makes is more likely to suffer from loose motions when exposed to a pathogen. Pathogen means microbes. Without the pathogen, the genetic difference or the poor nourishment alone would not lead to the loose motions, but they do become contributory causes of the disease. So genetic causes can also be considered for poor health. Okay. Why was there no clean drinking water for the baby? Perhaps because the public services are poor where the baby's family live, because they are not able to pay the rent of the houses that are in good area and the area in which the parent of the baby are living, there is no management of public cleanliness. So the another reason is poverty or lack of public services become the third cause of the baby's disease. It will not be obvious that all the disease will have immediate cause and contributory causes. Also, most diseases will have many causes rather than one single cause. So we cannot say that there is only one cause for the disease. There may be more than one causes. So causes of the disease one by one. Let me list out: poor health, infection, genetic difference, lack of good nourishment, poverty, and unclean environment. These all may be the causes of disease. Now we'll discuss infectious and non-infectious causes of the disease. There are two immediate causes of the disease and they are infectious and non-infectious. At first we will discuss the infectious agents. They are microbes or we can call them microorganism also. There is a disease called common cold that is caused by virus. Okay. Disease where microbes are the immediate cause are called infectious disease. This is because the microbes can spread in the community and the diseases they cause will spread with them. The second is non-infectious causes. See, non-infectious causes are that does not spread by viruses or that does not spread by direct touch of the deceased person. Some cancers are caused by genetic abnormality and these are not infectious anyhow. Another disease, high blood pressure, that also can be caused by excessive weight or lack of exercise. So these are non-infectious causes and microbes or microorganisms are infectious agents. The ways in which disease spread and they can be treated and prevented at the community level would be different for different diseases. All the diseases have different ways to be treated. This would depend a lot on whether the immediate causes are infectious or non-infectious. On the basis of that only they can be cured because for infectious and non-infectious diseases, doctors suggest different types of medicine and different treatment. Things to ponder. Do all diseases spread to the people coming in contact with a sick person? Yes or no? You can think and answer. Very common question. What are the diseases that are not spreading? You must be knowing these diseases. How would a person develop those diseases that don't spread by contact with a sick person? It may be due to their genetic problems because they are not coming by touching anybody, by any physical contact. They are not infectious. So the diseases that are not infectious, how a person develop those diseases? Maybe due to genetic problem. Now here are some questions from your book. The first question is list any 3 reasons why you would think that you are sick and ought to see a doctor. If only one of these symptoms were present, would you still go to the doctor? Why or why not? Okay, there may be many reasons. If you think you are sick and you should go for a doctor, I'll give you some reasons of that. If you are having headache, if you are having fever, if your muscles are paining, if you have dysentery, definitely you will think that you should go for doctor. But the question is, if there is only one symptom, see suppose you are having headache only, at that time also would you like to go for a doctor? I think nobody likes to go for a doctor if you are having a headache only or if you are having muscles pain only, because there may be different reasons for that. If you could not get proper sleep, then also you may have the headache. Okay, so for one reason, I don't think somebody would prefer to go for a doctor. But if I have all three, then definitely I should go for the doctor. Okay, to find out that what is the problem with my body. Now the second question is, in which of the following case do you think the long-term effects on your health are likely to be the most unpleasant? Okay, 3 things are given and the question is in which you think the long-term effects on your health are likely to be the most unpleasant out of these 3. Jaundice, if anybody is having, sorry, so at that time lifelong problem may be there. So in this part only this much was there. Now we will meet in part 3. Thank you students.